through 10 games now, it's sometimes it isn't style points, and sometimes you can play great and get beat, but you're 8-2. And I asked some of the guys there when they came in, how important was that second half of the Siena game now, moving you guys forward, because coming back from there with 1-2 better than, and now you've gone on 1-2 games. How important, looking at the big picture right now, how important was that?
It's very important. Anytime you can, be down that much in the second half and be able to come back and win, I think it gives your team confidence. And we've been in some close games and had some success. Obviously, most of them are at home. But hopefully you can build, off of that. And we've had some different people play well in those games. And so I thought today it was a big game for Bryson Scott, especially just keeping us poised late in the game and being able to knock down some clutch free throws. Oh, he, for Bryson, he brings a lot of energy. And playing hard, just trying to help him transition as a point guard and sometimes as an off guard, just the nuances of the game and hanging your hat on that. He always comes out and competes, but you have to learn to attack defenses differently depending on style of play, and then you have to learn that you can't go every time. It's not there for you to drive every single time. You got to be able to pick your spots, and it's a process. And it does take time, but he's gotten frustrated at times, and through frustration, I think he's made some strides by watching tape and talking to us. But it's hard for him. He wants to get out there and play more. And today he got an opportunity to do so, and he helped us win a game. It was great on his part.
AJ and Jay just had a combined 4 shots today.
Mm-hmm.
Just how much did that 2-3 zone frustrate what you try to do in the post?
Right. Well, I think they did a really good job of keeping the ball out of their hands. But once again, we got to do a better job of our guards getting them to them, I thought, especially in the second half right in front of me. Sometimes it's hard for me to see things in the first half. After you watch tape, you can obviously do a better job of assessing what really happened. But I thought our guards didn't do a great job of getting them the ball in the second half. But when they do get them the ball, they've collapsed on. There's a reason why people zone us. Obviously, Eastern Michigan zones all the time, but there's a reason why people zone us, because they're trying to neutralize those guys and keep them out of the mix.
Were you content with how your team handled that zone from an offensive perspective? And in the first half, did Kendall's shooting just kind of cover up whatever?
Well, I thought Kendall really helped us to start with. He takes a couple shots. That are ill-advised in the first half. You just like to have those possessions back. In the second half, he had about 3 possessions that way. I told him it's not hot potato. You have to probe the defense and get a good shot for Purdue, and then he subbed back in and did the same thing. So, he's got to learn just because you're, a good shooter doesn't give you the right, just to take a shot whenever you want it. And, but he does stretch the defense for us in a zone. But we just have to have more discipline and more patience.
Matt, freshmen combined, or the true freshmen combined for 37 of your team's 69 points. Is there strong play just kind of becoming a trend for you guys? Also, the effort and the energy they bring. Is that something you can really just kind of count on every game?
I hope so. You always can, have good effort and have a good attitude. And there's some things you can't control. So, Basil gives us a lot of energy, and I think he's really played well here the past couple weeks and done some good things, defensively. For us, and we spoke about Bryson and what he was able to accomplish tonight, and then Kendall was able to stretch the defense. And I know Jay's not a true freshman, but in terms of experience, this is his first year playing, and he's done some good things for us. But we have to do a better job of just being consistent and being able to knock him down. But you're right, that's who you become if you keep collecting data. And now we're through 10 games. We have to do a better job of knocking them down.
Next, in terms of being able to find offense, it seemed like things were a little bit more difficult in the second half.
I take it. I think we just got down on ourselves a little bit. They came out a little hype and got a couple little baskets, so we just down ourselves. Had a couple turnovers, which we just needed to work on, but after that, we just picked it up and then just tried to get more defensive because the offensive come.
How are you seeing things pay off? You had 4 freshmen starting today. Just what are you seeing from this group overall?
We just have a lot of potential just to do our jobs, and that's what Coach Painter talks about. So, they have a lot of trust in us being freshmen, and with that, we got to make sure we're staying on our game and doing what the team needs. But yeah, I think we have a great great freshman class. You know, the sky's the limit for us.
Bryson, Coach Painter said he doesn't care so much about who's starting. It's more about who's in at the end of the game. Right. But I assume it probably does mean something to you to get that start tonight. So maybe, I guess, talk about both those situations, that the confidence that you get from being chosen to start, and then what it means to you that he trusts you to be on the floor at the end.
When he told me I was starting, I was just trying to just be more focused, and it meant a lot because, I wanted to prove that I could start and be a potential starter here. But Ronnie does a great job. And I'm not against Ronnie or nothing, but that's what I want to do. And being in at the end of the game, I wanted to show him that he could trust me down the stretch, and show him that I can be aggressive and be under control down the stretch of the game.
So, you guys, you were down in Florida. You lost those first 2 games, and you're down double digits in the second half against Siena. And that coming back in retrospect, now you're going into finals. How big was that second half at Siena, getting you guys some energy to get to 8-2 as opposed to maybe dropping your heads a little bit? Could you just talk about the significance of that and bringing it to 8 now?
Yeah, Coach said in the locker room at halftime, he said it's gut check time versus that Siena team, and we pulled out a win, and it was ugly. And, I think that set the tone as far as we can't be taking no teams for granted, and we're not as good as what we think we are. And you just got to respect every opponent that we're going against. And, we got a great team coming up in Butler that we need to get ready for, and that we just need to take more pride in ourselves and our defense and getting wins and playing as a team.
Bryson, end of the game there, you're taking the ball a lot of times, trying to get to the hoop, trying to make plays. As a freshman, what's your mindset, especially because you are so new to the college game? What's your mindset when you're trying to make these plays happen and win a game?
I'm just trying to find my teammates, really. I'm just trying to get them open shots and be aggressive. Painter wants me to use that my aggression and drive to the basket, try to find open guys. And, that's what I try to do. I just try to do my job. I don't try to do nothing out of the norm. So,
this is for Bryson and Kendall. I guess for both of you guys, what is the most important thing to playing well as a freshman, and maybe the attitude and the mindset you have to have going into every game, especially early in the year?
Well, for me, my job is to take good shots, and I did pretty poorly on that in the second half, and it's not going to happen again for me. But that's really what Coach Painter expects out of us is to just do your job, do what he expects you to do, and what your strengths are. And he's not going to put you in bad positions. He puts his players in good positions, and it's just up to us, to work on our game, listen to what he has to say, and go out and do it.
Look at you.